Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Today's snapshot is 15w43a and I am so terribly excited for this one because we have a new structure in the game. You can see it behind me. It is of course the Igloo, and this comes along with some really big changes to the game that Dinnerbone has been making to do with how loot works in Minecraft. And so Serge decided to make this little new structure to accompany it. Of course can be found in snowy biomes, as I found this one right here. So let's pop inside and investigate together. Of course, I've already done my own little bit of investigating, so you can see a couple of ice windows, a few blocks here and there, and this carpet on the ground. And notice that the ones at the back are actually a different colour. I thought that was like a shadow at first for some reason, and I was like, oh, it's a different colour. Anyway, my first thought was to remove some of these carpets and to see what's underneath. And to my surprise, there is actually something underneath, and it's quite amazing. It leads all the way down here to this little structure underground. And I've spawned this in several times now, so I've created the same world over and over again, and it's the same every single time. The exact same room with the same zombie villager and villager. Right here you can see this guy is a cleric, and then we've got a normal villager cleric on that side. You also have this chest right here, and this has had the same loot in every time, which is something we're going to come back to in a little bit. And this brewing stand has always had the same potion because, as I said, some changes to the looting system. But we'll come back to that in a moment. You can see the room is made out of stone bricks. You've got mossy and the cracked stone over here as well. And I've been doing some trading with this guy. And every time I create this world, it's always the same villager. And this could be seed dependent. So I think we should do one more test of a different seed. But he always has the same trades. Which is interesting. And one thing to mention is that these used to be Eye of Enders. They've now been swapped over to Ender Pearls, so you have to go to the Nether to get to the end. You can no longer get to the end without visiting the Nether, which is a small little change they've made. So, yeah, this guy's always had the same trades. Now what we're going to do is try this on a different seed and see if there's any changes to these things. So we're on a different seed in a different world, and the Igloo appears to be identical. Right now I'm in game mode 3. If we drop down below, you can see that there's nothing else to this other than what we saw. Just got the ladder coming down, and then you've got these guys down here. So once again, it's the exact same villager with the same trades. This chest has very slightly different loot, which is kind of curious. And we've got the same potion over here. So we'll come back to that in a moment, but that is the Igloo. And I've got to say I'm really excited for it. I think it's a cool little thing to have. I'm trying to prepare a couple of things to show you the new chest loot system, and I am running into some difficulties, so I thought that I would mention that in the last snapshot we got 2 new enchantments, and that these are treasure enchantments. I wanted to make it real clear that because they're treasure, it means you can't get them through enchanting, but you can get them in all the different worlds. So that means you can get them in dungeon chests or in a stronghold chest, for example, and you can also get them by trading with villagers, which is pretty amazing. I mean, imagine being able to get loads of mending books from a villagers. That is absolutely fantastic, I think. And one other thing to mention is that the strongholds that spawn in the world, there used to be just 3 of them per world. If you didn't know that, well, now you know. However, in 1.9, there's going to be 128 strongholds available in a Minecraft world. That means you can have 128 different portals leading to the end, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And I've also just remembered another thing to show you. If we press F3, you can see at the bottom there, in fact being over white isn't the best, there we go. Debug screen with shift will show you the pie chart. Let's do that quickly. Aha, there we go. So now you've got the pie chart of all the different things that are going on. I have no idea what that's about, but that's the way that you bring it up, by holding down shift. There's also a new one as well. If we hold down alt and press F3, be careful not to press F4 there, we get this running chart of our FPS. So as we load the world, you can see the frames are affected slightly, and I think that's pretty cool. But this next one I was kind of disappointed about, because I thought this would make a really great video showing you all the different F3 things that you can press, but now you can just press F3 and Q and it brings them all up. So I've been discussing it in TechMap, and it turns out that Dinnerbone made a little bit of a mistake with this snapshot, and he might be fixing it with a 33B. So unfortunately I can't show you this with examples to the fullest extent. However, I can explain to you this new loot system. So loot is the things that we find in chests in a dungeon, or for example the items that drop from a mob when you kill it. Now it's been changed, so all of this, rather than being hard-coded, can now be data-driven, which means that you can put information in a file, you can put that in the world save folder, and it changes how loot is formed in the world. Now this currently applies for chests that you find in dungeons, and mobs as well, so that means you can make creepers drop diamonds if you want to. And in the future it might be applied to blocks as well. So for example, you mine a diamond block, you can make it drop whatever you liked, whatever you've got in your imagination. Now this can also be applied to entities as well using command blocks in a different way. So where you would have a file on the hard drive that says creepers now drop this type of loot, you could apply that file to the other one. So here it is. Def loot tables is a new MBT tag, and inside the chest folder there's one called simple dungeon, and so where the game would look for this file when it's got a simple dungeon to generate some loot inside the chest, you can also apply that to a mob using this command. So when we bring it in, it's going to have the loot of a simple dungeon. I should have given myself a sword. Let's kill this guy and see what he drops. There you go, all the things that you can find in a regular Minecraft dungeon. Another thing to mention, not all of these igloos have the ladder and the dungeon down below. Some of them spawn without. I just got lucky. The two that I found both had them, and I have no idea what the odds of that is. And this next thing is something that you can tell me because I've just noticed it. These snow layers, when they're next to a block, they have the texture of the side of a block and not the regular snow layer one. I don't know if that's from this snapshot or something that's been done in the past, but I've only just noticed it right now. So that's it from me, this Minecraft update video. As always, if you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. It's always appreciated. And down there in the description box, I'm going to put some additional information for all of you who are interested in the loot table system. Anyway, that's it from me. I am going to be live streaming later today. If you're interested in that, head over to twitch.tv/xisumavoid. I'm going to be there as soon as I can be. But anyway, that's it from me. So as always, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.